Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the chemical shift in NMR spectroscopy. NMR spectroscopy, the chemical shift is used to find out the electronic environment of the nucleus. So, it is the position of the signal in NMR spectra with respect to TMS. Okay, what is TMS? The TMS is tetramethylselene and it is used as a reference substance. With its reference, the position of the signal of the particular compound to be identified. Why it is used as a reference substance? The tetramethylselene consists of 12 protons, so all 4 CH3, so total 12 protons, and the electronegativity of the silicon is very low and it is 1.6. So the delta, that is the scale of chemical shift, is 0. So with respect to 0, how the signal is shifted is downfield or upfield shift, it is calculated. Okay, then in mathematically the chemical shift is equal to shift in frequency of the TMS. How extent the particular compound is shifted from TMS, the value of TMS 0 and value of the compound in question will be given identified by the experiment upon the frequency of the spectrometer in hertz. Okay, right, this formula is to calculate the chemical shift. Then scales of NMR. So what are the scales used in to find out the chemical shift? So one is the delta scale and another one is the tau scale. Okay, so there are two scales and they are related as delta plus tau is equal to 10 and delta is equal to 10 minus tau. For example, the delta value of TMS is equal to 0 and the tau value of TMS is equal to 10. Okay, now here consider. So it is a typical spectra. Here various signals are obtained. 0 is origin. Origin, the delta value is 0 for TMS, and from to left hand side, the delta value increases. That is, the downfield shift increases. In case of here, the 0 is for 10 is for TMS, tau value, and from left it is increases. Okay, so tau value is increases and here upfield shift is noticed. So it is a typical form of the spectra. Okay, then why this signal arises? So I already told that the circulation of the surrounded electron about the nucleus. So nearby electronic environment create a magnetic current. This current shield the instrumental magnetic power. So the shift is occurred. Problem. A PMR signal, that is proton magnetic resonance, or in a nuclear magnetic resonance signal, comes to 80 CPS cycle per second downfield with reference to TMS in the spectrometer using 40 mega CPS. The chemical shift is. Okay, here the CPS is hertz in hertz and megahertz. Okay, then what is the formula we have to use? So this question is asked in the TRB assistant professors in engineering or 2016 question. Now the formula to find out the chemical shift, you know very well. The chemical shift of the TMS is equal to 0. So delta in part per million is equal to frequency minus frequency of the TMS. Here the frequency given, a PMR signal comes in the 80 CPS, so 80 Hz and minus 0. And instrument frequency in megahertz, it is given as 40. Okay, so the answer is divided by 2. What is the answer? It is C. Okay, the next question. Consider the following statements. The value of chemical shift delta is dependent on the magnetic field. The coupling constant is independent of the magnetic field. So what is dependence of chemical shift? Let us see these examples. So these questions have been asked in TRV DO 2008. Very simple question. See that example. In this example, different spectra is given, but the operating frequency is different. So in this frequency, first case, TMS operating frequency is 60 megahertz. So there are two signals with doublets, one at 3 parts per million and around 6 parts per million. So J is the constant, coupling constant. Same compound under studied operating frequency at 400 megahertz. What is that? The same signal with the same value. So operating frequency is different, but the chemical shift values are same. And J is the coupling constant. So coupling constant and chemical shift is independent of the operating frequency or the applying magnetic field. So statement 1, the value of chemical shift delta is independent on the magnetic field. So statement is dependent on the magnetic, so statement is false. The coupling constant is independent of the magnetic field. So statement correct. So chemical shift and coupling constant, no change by changing the operating frequency. So by changing operating frequency, no change in the chemical shift value. J is the coupling constant and it is independent of the operating frequency. So what is our answer here? The answer is C. Okay, one is false, but two is true. So both are independent of operating frequency. The spin quantum number nitrogen nucleus is, and another type the same one, the nuclear spin for the oxygen cysteine is. So we know that any atomic nucleus that has an odd mass and odd atomic number or both has a spin and resulting magnetic moment we have. So example, hydrogen, etc. Sum of the proton and neutron is odd, so it is magnetic. It has some magnetic moment. Sum of the proton and neutron is even, the I value is 0. Otherwise, it is fraction. Now the question is the spin quantum number nitrogen 15, atomic number 7, nucleus is. Okay. So it is TRB PG 2015 question. And how can we calculate it? And another one is the TRB lecturer in the year 2006. So what is the spin quantum number of nitrogen nucleus? How will you calculate? Let us see. So like electronic energy level, there is a nuclear cell model. Here the nucleus, the protons and neutrons are arranged in the increasing order of energy. So it is like your electronic energy level. Based on Pauli exclusion principle, Hund's rule, we have to write the nuclear configuration of the particular nucleus. So one is, it is off. You calculate the spin multiplicity, it will be 2. So number of electrons in this cell 2, and 3 by 2, the number of variation will be 4. So let us see the example. So you have to remember this one. How will you writing for the nitrogen 715? So this is the question. Atomic number 7 and mass number 15. You have to count the number of protons. So what are the number of protons? It is 7. So atomic number is 7. How can you calculate the value? So first 2 electron, 2. Otherwise, you can simply say, so 6 protons in this 2 cells and 7 goes to this one. So 2, then 4, 6. Here 1, 7. What is I value here? Half. So I is equal to half. Okay. And this nucleus number of neutron is 8. 15 minus 7, so 8. So writing nuclear arrangement 2, 4 and here it will be 2 neutrons, 8. So the I value is 0. So for even number, I value is always 0. So total I value is equal to half. The spin quantum number of nitrogen 15 is half. So this is the answer. Okay. So one more example. See that. Here the for nitrogen 7 and 14. So proton 7. So I value half. 2, 6, 1. 7. Seventh electron is, seventh proton is in this nuclear level. So it is half. And neutron 7. So again neutron. For neutron of here 2 neutron, 4 neutron 6, and 7th neutron goes to the this energy level 1p level, that is I value of. So total I of adding you get 1. So for this nucleus I is equal to 1. Okay. Next, the nuclear spin for oxygen is oxygen atomic number 8. So number of proton 8 and number of neutron 8. So both are even. So number of neutron 8 means 2, 4, 8. So it is balanced. The two neutrons nullify the magnetic moment. So here so all the proton and neutron with even values I is equal to 0. So here both are even. So the nuclear spin I is equal to 0. Okay. Now consider phosphorus 1531. Here's the proton is 15. How can you calculate? So 2. Here 6, 8 plus 6, 14. And 15th electron is present in the this 1t level. The 15 proton is in the this side. Okay, what is I value? Half. So proton 15, I value of. Neutron number of neutrons 16. 31 minus 15, 16. For even number is equal to 0. So total value half. So for phosphorus 1531, the value is half. So by this method you can calculate the spin quantum number of the nucleus. So the questions are, the spin quantum number of nitrogen 15 nucleus is half. And the nucleus spin for oxygen 16 is 0. Okay, clear? So your answer is half